Are you a founder who has entered the next phase of your working life? Then I want your full attention for the next few minutes. Most founders think their biggest problem is inside the business. More revenue, better people, more leads, better execution, more structure, better systems. But after years of working with founders, one thing became very clear to me. The business is rarely the real bottleneck. The founder is. Because whether people like hearing it or not, the condition of a company eventually reflects the condition of the person leading it. And that becomes dangerous when a founder has been operating for years from pressure, hyper-alertness, control, over-responsibility, emotional suppression, and constant problem-solving. As long as revenue keeps growing, society calls it ambition, until relationships start collapsing, the team loses rhythm, key people disconnect, decision fatigue kicks in, operational chaos increases, cash flow becomes unstable, the body starts sending signals, and the founder slowly becomes the emotional nervous system of the entire company. That's usually the moment founders work even harder. But harder work does not solve a dysregulated founder. It amplifies the problem. I see it every day. Founders building multi-million-dollar businesses while internally, never fully resting, controlling everything, unable to disconnect, struggling to trust people, carrying the entire company mentally, and slowly becoming isolated inside their own success. And the ego disguises itself in very intelligent ways. Because the ego does not only say, I'm better than everyone else. Sometimes the ego says, I have to carry this alone. I can't slow down. No one can do it like me. If I let go, everything falls apart. That is not leadership anymore. That is survival with a company wrapped around it. But there's another category of founders too. The founders who say, I'm fine, I'm not stressed, I have everything under control. And maybe they do have money. Maybe the company performs. Maybe from the outside, everything looks calm and successful. But they never honestly stop to ask themselves why they constantly need to stay busy, why stillness feels uncomfortable, why they keep controlling everything, why they cannot fully disconnect, why success never feels fully satisfying, or why tension still exists despite the results. That is also self-sabotage. Because some founders do not sabotage themselves through chaos. They sabotage themselves by functioning for years at the level they convince themselves is good enough. Meanwhile, they leave millions on the table, not only financially, but also in leadership, execution, operational clarity, relationships, health, peace, culture, impact, and long-term scalability. The most dangerous founders are often not the ones falling apart. They are the ones functioning so well inside their unconscious patterns that they no longer recognize them. But once you see it, you can't unsee it anymore. And that is exactly why measurement matters. Because many of the patterns limiting founders operate beneath awareness. In behavior, communication, leadership style, emotional regulation, decision-making, control mechanisms, energy, and inside the nervous system itself. Most people are not even fully aware of what is driving them. That is why my work does not start with KPIs, dashboards, funnels, marketing, or scaling strategies. My work starts with the founder. Because once the founder becomes mentally clearer, emotionally more stable, physically regulated, strategically sharper, calmer under pressure, and no longer driven by unconscious survival patterns. Everything changes: decision-making, leadership, communication, team dynamics, execution, culture, cash flow, profitability, and the overall stability of the business. Only then do we move into phase 2. And phase 2 is about KPIs, ownership, accountability, dashboards, operational structure, organizational rhythm, and scalable execution, because there is no point scaling a business when the founder is still the biggest bottleneck inside the system. Most companies do not break because of bad strategy. They break because the founder's unconscious patterns silently leak into leadership, hiring, communication, culture, execution, and decision-making. This is not therapy. This is strategic intervention. I use both forms of intelligence: the intelligence of the brain and the intelligence of the body, to optimize human and business performance at the highest level. And no, I'm not for everyone. I work with founders who are willing to confront themselves honestly. Founders who recognize that their next level is not only about working harder, but about breaking the patterns, limiting their growth and scalability. If this makes you think, or maybe hits harder than expected, and you no longer want to make things look better than they are, but instead make them real, then I'd be happy to speak with you during one of my roundtable sessions. My name is Lionel Eersteling, founder of Leaders Performance.